What's up, family? I'm about to cook me something to eat. I'm doing intermittent fasting, and my window is 10, 10 to 7. Sorry about that. I'm watching my girl, Queen Key. So, y'all got to check her out. So, I'm going to pause her real quick, even though it's live. Hers is live. But anyway, I'm doing intermittent fasting. And like I said, my eating window is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm a little late. It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 a.m. Right now. I'm a little late. I ran a few errands this morning. So I'm about to cook up something. And it is not going to be healthy. But it is going to be good. Okay? So let me show you the ingredients I have. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a piece of sausage. Yep, the entire piece. I already split it. And 2 eggs. And there are my vegetables. Now, normally, I have on my shirt. Can you tell? I'm an auntie. Normally, I do this for my husband when he gets home. I cook him breakfast, going about my day. He cooked this morning, but I wasn't hungry earlier today. So I'm going to eat something now. Like I said, my eating window is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm an hour late. I'm not going to extend it to 8. I'm going to just keep it where it is and eat my meals in between. So what I eat in a day, here we go. This is my breakfast. So I have my vegetables, and I have this, instead of using the handy dandy knife that we always use, I have this little gadget that I got from Amazon, and it's amazing. It is this. It's an express chopper. It's the blade. So let's see what we do with it. All right. Can you see the vegetables? Where they at? Boom. Okay. So I'm just going to take this top off. The blade is attached, but you can also remove the blade, for washing. So what I like to do is I like to put the blade on the inside, so it rests in there. It's just resting. Let me put this meat on. I'm using the George Foreman, and I use a griddle because I don't like standing at the stove. Okay, so that's already on and it's hot. Oops. So I'm gonna just put that down, let that cook. My eggs, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in this bowl. For those of you who do not know, you cook your meat first. Eggs are always last. I feel like I had to say that. So, meat first, eggs always last. Ain't nothing worse than reheated eggs. Anyway, so I take my little vegetables. I have green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers. I don't have any onions right now, and I didn't really feel like I didn't buy any at the grocery store when I went. So this is how we're doing this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it in the frame. So I put this little thing in, all these veggies in there. It's gonna be oh so good because I put veggies in my potatoes and in my eggs. I just like it that way. So, got that. The blade is in. Put the top on. Now, there's a little mechanism right there. If you can see it. And it locks. So, right there. So, you put it in, twist, and you'll hear it lock. Now, the fun part. This little thing right here. It's a drawstring. You lift it, pull it out, and as you spin, you can see the blade chops them up. So it chops them up real fine, as fine as you want the pieces to be. I think that's enough for me. So twist, lift. And there you have it. Chops them up real fine. Get my fork for my eggs because a subscriber actually suggested that I do this video because in a previous video I talked about my intermittent fasting and how it worked for me. My initial, when I did it initially, I think it was maybe, I don't know, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago when I did it, and it worked well. I lost 10 pounds doing intermittent fasting without working out. So she asked me, and that's one thing I never provided in the video, was what I eat in a day during my fasting. Well, I put peppers in because I'm about to make potatoes on the stove. I don't do those on the griddle. And so I figured that I would go ahead and show what I eat, you know, in the day with the intermittent fasting. So I'm going to continue on with it. All right, so let's get these eggs in here. I usually do 2 eggs. I never go over that. Most times I will do a kind of like an omelet. If I do an omelet, then I still do 2 eggs only because I don't want it to be, it's a little bit of pepper. I don't want the omelet to be too heavy. And I really don't put anything in my omelet other than eggs and vegetables. Sometimes cheese, not all the time, but it depends on what else, you know, what else I have with my food. Right now I'm getting some potatoes. I was not in the potato shredding business on this fine morning. So, or Ida, you got it, girl. So, my potatoes are on the cook. Mix up these eggs. Y'all know the rest. So this is what I eat in a day. It's my breakfast. Okay, I like that. I like the way it's looking. I'm gonna turn it to its side and get some opposite grill marks. Not that it's gonna matter because I'm gonna eat it, but that's that. I am gonna put a little bit of cheese in the eggs. Got me going on. Just a little. That's a lot. I don't need a lot of cheese. Like I said, cheese has a high salt content, even though I just put seasoned salt in my eggs, but that's because eggs are bland. And I did not season the potatoes with salt. Now, I did season the potatoes with pepper and parsley. And when I cook, I'll do Pam spray as opposed to using butter because it's already, the food that I'm eating is already saturated with that. So I don't need to double down by using butter or even margarine for that matter. I decided to start intermittent fasting because, again, I am a patient with Crohn's disease. And I recognize that although Crohn's disease affects different people in different ways, for me, the heavier I am, the more issues I feel like my body is breaking down. So, and I'm not one to really work out. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not. But I know that I need to start something and I need to start somewhere. So we're going to start with the eating. If I can control my eating, I can control anything. Controlling your eating, in my opinion, well, for me, is harder than working out, because I can easily get up and do something. Easily. But being able to control my eating is something that I have struggled with for a while. And if I, like I said, if I can master that, I feel better about everything else I have to do. So, and this may be an excuse, but the excuse works for me. Works for me, love. So, I just wanted to bring this video as a point of accountability for myself, because I should not have to ask other people to help me to be accountable for something that I can do on my own. So, again, this is why I'm doing this video of what I eat in a day. Now, I went to the grocery store the other day. The worst thing you can do is go into a grocery store hungry, or go into a grocery store before you have eaten anything. Baby, I've seen the difference in my bill, my grocery bill, as opposed to, well, from going into the grocery store hungry and going into the grocery store after I've had a full course meal. Because, honey, the difference could be $80 to $100, and that's real. So yeah, we don't want that. So making sure you eat before you go into the grocery store serves two purposes. It serves the purpose of your wallet, and it serves the purpose of your health later. Because if you make that a habit, your health is going to deteriorate. Your weight is going to rise. So if that's your thing, that's your thing. But as for me, I want to stop that. So yeah, my potatoes have cooked down. My sausage is done. I'm about to start my eggs. Now, again, I did put cheese in them. 2 eggs, veggies, a little salt, some pepper. And now I'm going to fire up this griddle, baby. Okay. Fire up the griddle in the mix. Flat surface griddle, clearly I use it, clearly. And what pissed me off is it's nonstick, and when people use metal utensils on it, child. Anyway, that's that. We heat this up. Alright, it's a little warm. It's already been wiped off. Let me spray it with some ham. And again, the eggs here, it's hot enough. I let the eggs heat up with the griddle. I've always done it that way. I didn't call for you, so please don't come for me. This is how I do it. So I let them cook a little bit. I give them a chance to be eggs. I get my plastic utensil, turn the heat up just a little, let it start cooking. I clean as I cook, because ain't nothing worse than cooking, than sitting down to eat, and then you gotta get up to clean something. Glory be, no, not my thing, not my style, don't like it. So it's starting to solidify around now. At this point, I could like tilt the thing and let it spread out and let it cook a little evenly, and then flip it over and make it an omelet. But that's what I would do if that were the case. Next time I'll make an omelet. This time, no bueno. So I'm just gonna start mixing. And again, I feel like I need to say this. Once you start cooking eggs, you stick with it. It's like when you make grits. to avoid the lumps, you have to keep stirring. When you make cream of wheat, if those of you eat cream of wheat, any kind of porridge, any kind of hot cereal or eggs like this, once you start stirring, you have to stick with it. So you stick with it. And you see those pretty colors. I don't worry about my eggs being bright yellow and all this other stuff. No, because I put seasonings in it. So I turn the fire off, turn the heat off at this point, because the griddle gets hot enough that it'll continue to cook. And I'm not one of those, so I do use paper plates when I eat, because again, I don't feel like washing all the dishes, and who's going to check me, boo? No one. So that's that. Eggs didn't take long at all. Come back for the plating. Okay, so this is the final project. Okay. And my eggs with all my colors. My 2 pieces of sausage, potatoes. Now, and I got some water. I overcooked. I usually do that. I usually make a lot of food, but I'm going to eat as much as I can. I'm going to eat until I'm satisfied. I grew up with bad habits, bad eating habits, to where my grandmother, when I was coming up, I couldn't have anything to drink until after I ate everything on my plate. And growing up with that stuck with me. And that actually led to or contributed to my negligent eating. I call it negligent eating. And it wasn't until recently, like maybe, I don't know, maybe about a year or two ago, that I started incorporating drinking while I eat. And I do see the difference. I do feel the difference. I get full faster, but I still have to get out of that mentality of eating until I'm satisfied as opposed to eating until I'm full, because now I'm filling up with drink, and I'm also keeping in the back of my head, I have to finish what's on my plate. And then I cook like this, and when I cook like this, and it's a lot of food and there's a lot left over, and I feel bad about food being left over, so I eat it. Being vulnerable here, letting you know the real. So I am working on, that's why I said I'm working on controlling my eating, and controlling my eating in all facets. Meaning not overindulging, knowing that if I want some Chipotle, what are my options? Go to Chipotle, get a bowl, with the mentality of I have to eat everything that's on my plate, because then I'm going to feel guilty about purchasing food and not eating it. Then I feel like I wasted money. And just cooking, overcooking, then overeating. And so it's a mental game. It's a mental game. So I am working on that. And I want to chronicle this. I want to record this, because I want to be able to go back and replay videos that show, okay, at this point, this is where I was. So come 6 months to a year later, I want to be a hell of a lot further along than I was 6 months to a year prior. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I am trying to get a hold of my eating. So again, this is going to chronicle. This is going to be a series of what I eat in a day. So today's video is about breakfast. Tomorrow's video the next video will be about lunch. The next video will be about dinner. And in between and with each video, I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory on why I do what I do for each meal, because there is a difference. So I thank you guys for selecting this video. I know it was long, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to get everything out in the first video as much as I could. Like I said, this is going to be a 3-part video, so this is part 1. So I'm going to eat this breakfast, and then my next video will chronicle what I eat in a day for lunch, And then the third will be what I eat in a day for dinner. And I'm going to let you guys see me try out yoga. I tried yoga for beginners last night, my son and myself. Yeah, so okay, that's this video. I'm gonna go ahead and eat because like I said, cold eggs is garbage. And thank you guys so much for rolling with me. If you have any suggestions or anything that helped you with your weight journey, if this is what you're doing, please let me know in the comment section below. Trolls will be blocked. You know what? No, trolls don't get blocked because clearly they need love too. So any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave it in the comment section below. If there's any content that you'd like to see from me, any meals that you want to share, let me know that also in the comment section, and I will do my best to acquiesce. So I'm tingRae 72. I appreciate you selecting this video, and until the next video, bye bye. Bon appetit. It's good though. I ain't gonna front. It's good. That girl can cook.